For college students, including many of us attending UAA, this is an everyday activity. We do it without a second thought. Alas, the simple act of recycling, or worse, throwing away this single-use bottle, can be a ripple on the water. That ripple is growing into a tidal wave drowning our oceans in plastic. Ever since plastic's development, its use and production on a global scale has been profound. We find plastic in virtually everything nowadays. Toys, mobile devices, grocery bags, beverage bottles, food wrappers, and clothing. Even life-saving medical supplies and earthquake-resistant construction materials are made of plastic. Although the use of plastic has greatly improved our lives in many ways, the disposal of it has led to major consequences for us and global ecosystems, especially the disposal of single-use plastics. These seemingly innocuous and inconsequential throwaway materials will be the focus of this video: what they are, why they're a biological problem, and how we can make everyday choices to improve the health of our Alaskan oceans and the oceans around the globe.
So, why are single-use plastics such a big problem? Well, unlike other ways, plastic does not really biodegrade. In fact, only UV light can significantly break down plastic. Larger plastics in the ocean have obvious and visible detrimental impacts already, but when plastic does break down, this is when the real damage happens. When plastic is degraded by the sun, it leaves tiny microbeads of plastic that inundate all depths of the world's oceans, sometimes creating a soup-like consistency negatively impacting marine animals and life. Single-use plastics are mostly a problem because of the sheer volume of them used by people on a daily basis. As reported by the Earth Day Network in 2016, world plastics production totaled around 335 million metric tons. Roughly half of this annual plastic production is destined as a single-use product. The problem with single-use plastics is that they frequently do not make it to the landfill or are recycled. A full 32% of 78 million tons of plastic packaging produced annually is left to flow in our oceans, which is equivalent to pouring one garbage truck ton of plastic into the ocean every minute.
How are single-use plastics negatively affecting marine life, and in turn, us? When single-use plastics are no longer recyclable, they become garbage and often end up in the ocean. Much of the living organisms in the ocean have difficulty distinguishing between normal food and plastics that resemble food. They often consume these plastics with dire consequences. Turtles, for example, rely on jellyfish as a food source. Our single-use grocery bags look just like jellyfish to a turtle. At some point, the plastic is too much for the organism. Either large pieces of plastic block physiological processes, or the cumulative effects of eating numerous tiny bits of plastics will ultimately destroy the organism. In addition to mistaking plastics for food, many marine animals, particularly young ones, become caught or tangled by plastics of all types. This can inhibit life-sustaining behaviors or cause permanent physical damage and ultimately death if they are unable to get free. Beyond the tragic fate of sea life, consider the hardworking fishermen and women throughout the coastal communities of Alaska. Harvesting salmon, halibut, or crab is their livelihood and our food. Perhaps their haul is full of plastic-tainted toxic fish, or the haul is greatly diminished because these fish have died from eating plastic instead of their proper food sources. Either way, Alaskans are negatively affected. Our choices affect us long after we toss that bottle in the trash, which is why it's difficult to see that single-use plastics are so corrosive to the food chain. How can we make a difference?
Here is a list from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency of the top 10 marine debris items collected during cleanups. The ones that matter to us as college students are ranked as numbers 2, 3, 4, and even 5 on the list. This just goes to show that, even as simple college students, we all have a direct effect on the marine ecosystems around us.
College students are known for being thrifty and resourceful when it comes to buying textbooks and school supplies. So here's a challenge for you. How can UAA students reduce and reuse plastic items so that there are less plastic on campus and ultimately in our sacred ocean? At the Lucy Cuddy Hall, the culinary department is already working on replacing plastic straws with paper straws. We recommend that all UAA students carry on this green effort by limiting our use of single-use plastics in our daily lives, even outside of campus.
Plastic takes a long time to degrade and decompose. By the time one single plastic bottle has been used, recycled, and thrown aside, your family tree will have been expanded by 18 generations. We are already seeing the effects of plastics on our marine population. As we speak, another truckload of trash is being dumped into a lake. Another plastic bottle is washing up to shore. If we don't do something now, the children of our grandchildren won't have a chance at what Earth has to offer.